Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Giovanni and welcome to Salt and Pepper Pickleball, where we bring that pickle and pasión. So today we are going to be talking about the Vatic Pro V-Sol Bloom full foam paddle. So this is going to be Vatic's wide body paddle design. Voila. So if you're somebody who likes a bigger sweet spot, you want more forgiveness, and you want a stable feel, this one might be worth a closer look for you guys. So let's break this one down. So spec wise, this has a length of 16 inches, a width of 8 inches with no taper. Then measuring from the butt cap to where the tape meets the throat, we're gonna hit 5.6 inches, which is more than enough room for anybody's tui. And it feels really good, actually. It feels really nice. You got a lot of room here, super comfortable, nice, and just fits my hands really well, actually. And then this actually has a little bit more of a narrower grip circumference. This one's gonna come in at 4 and a 4.125. But once I added the overgrip, this fit my hand perfectly, had no issues whatsoever. This is gonna be 16 millimeters thick. This has a full foam floating core with an EVA foam perimeter around the face of the paddle. And then on the surface here, we have that T700 carbon fiber face. And that's gonna give this a good combination of power, durability, and an increased sweet spot. And just for a little FYI, basically what I mean by when I say floating core, it just means that the foam core and the perimeter foam aren't glued or bound together. And in some cases, there's actually a channel where it doesn't touch whatsoever. And that's what causes the core to be a foam floating core. So the first thing I noticed was the shape. The Bloom wide body design instantly just gives you a sense of confidence. It feels like the paddle is ready to catch the ball, even if you're a little off center. The balance feels comfortable, the grip feels super clean, and overall, it has that Vatic build quality that you expect. And just in case, for those of you that don't know, the V-Sol Pro actually comes in 3 different shapes. One, of course, is the Bloom shape, which is going to be their wide body, and it only comes in the long handle, which is 5.6 inches. And then you have the Flash, which is going to be Vatic's hybrid shape. And then you have the V7, which is their elongated shape. And the elongated shape has that square top as well. And then the cool thing about those 2 shapes is that you actually have the option to either buy the standard handle, which is going to be their 5.3 inch handle. And then the other one is the long handle like this, that's going to be 5.6 inches long. So getting back on topic, in the kitchen game was great. In the soft game, the V-Sol performs very, very well. Dinks, of course, felt very controlled. They felt smooth, very predictable. I knew where they were going as soon as I hit the ball, as soon as I was coming up for a nice little dink or a defensive dink. Like, I just knew it was either going to be a good one or a bad one. The larger sweet spot definitely helps. I mean, I hit all over this face. And I mean, I was able to get the ball back in with no real issues. Even the slight miss hits just came off with a consistent touch, which is great for those players that rely on finesse or are working on the improvement of their control at the kitchen. So the control and the feel on this thing, I mean, control is really where the Bloom, in my opinion, shines. You get a connected, responsive feel without the paddle being too soft and way too poppy. If you like being able to read exactly what the ball is doing on the face, this paddle makes it super easy, guys. It's stable. It gives you plenty of feedback. And then for power, it's right in that balance zone. Not overly explosive, but definitely not underpowered. I did have to back off on my serves and also on my forehand and backhand drives. Just a little bit. I like to stay within like the comfortable 75% power range, and I definitely had to back this one down more towards the 60 to 50% power range because this paddle has a lot of kick to it. It has plenty of power. But once I dropped my little power percentage that I keep for myself down, drives felt clean and predictable. You can still generate plenty of pace when you step into the ball, and counterattacks have a satisfying punch with this paddle. It's a very controllable type of power, but it took at least 2 or maybe 3 games for me to realize that I really needed to back off on my swing because this paddle does the work for you. So the spin on this felt solid, just as you expect from a Vatic. The grit on the face grabs the ball really well, which helps with shaping shots and adding plenty of topspin. It's easy to produce consistent spin without having to over adjust your swing. Even your hand speed. Even with the wider head, the paddle stays surprisingly quick, you guys. Hands battles felt fast and just fluid, just natural. And resets were stable and easy to control. Vatic did a really nice job keeping this paddle super maneuverable while still giving players that wide body forgiveness. So the V-Sol Bloom comes in right at $109. For a full foam core paddle at $109, you guys, and there's 2 other shapes. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal where the first paddle that came out with full foam is still sitting at $289. This is a heck of a deal, you guys. But with the discount code from one of my favorite paddle reviewers over there at Pickleball Pursuit, with their code Pursuit, you can actually bring this paddle down to $100. So you're talking about full foam paddle, you're getting power, you're getting durability, you're getting forgiveness, and a super nice sweet spot, all in a wide body paddle, which felt great after I bumped, or which felt a little light in the beginning, but once I added the little bit of tungsten tape, woke this paddle up to another level, which was wonderful. All for $100. Amazing. So who's this going to be for? This is a great option for people who are looking for a paddle that offers a bigger, more forgiving sweet spot, reliable control and feel, clean, manageable power, quick hands despite having the wider shape, stability on blocks, resets, and dinks. I mean, if you want a forgiving wide body paddle that still plays fast, this is definitely a strong choice. But overall, the Vatic Pro V-Sol Bloom, it's just a long name, guys, it's just a long name, is a well-balanced, super reliable paddle with a lot of forgiveness and consistency. I mean, it's easy to use, easy to control, and feels great for players who value touch and precision, but still want some pop when they need it. Now, in the end, this paddle just didn't fit my play style, and it was just a little too, stiff for my arm and flared up some of my tennis elbow, and I just had to put this paddle back in my bag. But even though it gave me a little bit of arm pain, I still had so much fun with this paddle. But all right, you guys, thank you so much for checking out this review. If you've tried the V-Sol Bloom, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always love hearing your experiences with some of the paddles that I've actually played with. And as always, remember to keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep playing pickle with pasión.